Okay. We have had the privilege for the last, yesterday afternoon and this morning, walking around your campus and have experienced the residents and the staff. How would you describe this community to somebody who may not be familiar with it?
I would describe it as one of the most welcoming places I've ever been a part of. For both staff and residents, it is a place where people belong, where people feel connected with one another. And I think as they walk onto the campus, it's a very warm feeling, regardless of temperature. During the summer, we get quite warm here, but any time, it is a time when people feel comfortable, when people feel accepted, and when people feel invited to be a part of this community.
And where does that come from?
I think it comes from the staff and the residents. We've been a part of this community for a long time, and I think that the opportunity, as people move in, they become a part of the community, and they take on that ambiance and that personality that the campus as a whole has.
Okay. You mentioned that this has been part of the community for a long time.
Right.
We joked yesterday about that brief history.
Right.
But what is that brief history?
Well, the Covenant communities have been a part of this Turlock area since, I believe, the 1920s. But we've been on this campus since 1977, so we're celebrating our 40th anniversary this year. And parts of our campus have been built since that time. The town center in which we're sitting was completed in 2007. But other parts of the campus were built back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
And it seems like there is something for everyone here. Tell me a little bit about that in terms of there's the dining and the services and the amenities and all that. There's literally something for everyone.
Well, our activities program is based on a philosophy that we call Life Connect. And that's a wellness program, but where other communities may focus their wellness program on physical fitness, on nutrition, ours is a recognition that true wellness really rests in all different dimensions of our being. So it includes those physical components, because we've got a great fitness center and we've got people involved in that. We've got a good dining program, so nutrition is there. But it also involves intellectual wellness with any type of physical activities that may spark creativity, and our craft program. It obviously involves spiritual wellness, because our spiritual connectivity is very, very important to us between chapel, and we've got small Bible studies that happen from a variety of different churches, not only the Covenant churches, but other denominations as well. It involves just the social and cultural interaction of residents meeting with one another, having those quiet conversations, either in lounges. The dining table is one of our biggest parts of connecting, and I think that's, we describe our Life Connect opportunity as sort of spreading out the buffet, and people can participate in the things that they want to participate in. They don't feel like that there's a planned program that they have to participate in.
That makes perfect sense. One of the other things that is part of the Covenant communities is Inspired to Serve and also SIDO.
Right.
How does Inspired to Serve play into the role or with the staff members here?
Inspired to Serve as our customer service program, our customer service philosophy, really reinforces the type of community that we've had. We focus on what we call our common purpose, which is we create joy and peace of mind for our residents and their families by providing a better way of life. And that really is something that spreads across all of our employees in the way that they do their job. It ties directly in with our mission statement, all those different factors of our life. And so Inspired to Serve, while we began that program formally a little over a year ago, it really was a reinforcement of what this campus has represented all the way through. SIDO, as a memory support program, is one that we have had going primarily in the healthcare area for several years, but now we're expanding that to residential living, and are looking forward to, in a sense, a little bit of a relaunch to move that forward so that we are able to provide memory support for residents prior to the time that dementia causes them significant issues, and at a time the CITO program has been shown through research to really slow down the loss of memory and to encourage a restoration or rejuvenation of mental awareness and acuteness.
So you have all these different moving parts. As the executive director, you're the guy who's got to make sure this is a well-oiled machine and that all the pieces and parts are moving in conjunction and collaboration with each other and that sort of thing. How do you make that happen?
We've got an outstanding team. We've got an outstanding team of employees in general, but also a very great leadership team. And we have recognized through ongoing communication, we talk with one another a lot. We don't just have meetings, but we try to get away from the concept of this is my turf, this is your turf. We each have our responsibilities, but we do that communication on an ongoing basis, and we recognize that that's that we reinforce through employee town halls, through department meetings. What is communicated to and from our leadership team gets extended to the more direct care folks, the housekeepers, the landscapers, the maintenance folks. Really what we communicate on the leadership level, for the most part, gets communicated to all of our employees. And so that's where making sure that the coordination of those moving parts is going on a regular basis. We utilize, we are reinforced by some of our electronic, scheduling and that sort of thing. So we utilize emails a lot. We utilize text messages a lot, but a lot of it is face-to-face, because that's where you can reduce the misunderstandings by actually raising questions for one another and making sure that we've got the right information going out.
Okay. You talked a little bit about the impact of being in Turlock for a long time. How many people live here approximately, and how many people approximately work here? I mean, that has to make a significant contribution to the greater community.
Right. We have about 320 residents that we serve in all levels of care. About 240 of those in the residential living, and about 40 to 50 in both our assisted living and our skilled nursing. So we serve about 320 residents. We have about 150 employees altogether serving those folks, and then we also, our dining services are our contracted service, but there's another 40 to 50 of those employees through the company that provides contracted dining services for us. And it does have an impact through the community. Many of these people have lived here in the community for years, and being from the Central Valley of California, there's a lot of community interaction. We have got a great relationship with our city council, with our mayor. In fact, we've got a group of men who of our residents who each week meet Monday morning, and they raise the city government and the mayor in prayer to the Lord. And they do that every Monday morning, and the mayor has recognized them and encouraged them to be a part of the mayor's prayer breakfast in the past as well.
Okay, that's pretty cool. One of the other things is Turlock's proximity to so much that Central California has to offer.
Mm-hmm.
And then even where this community is located right next to the healthcare.
We're directly across the street from the primary hospital medical center in the area, as well as that medical center has expanded to have a significant cancer center in conjunction with Stanford University. Emmanuel Medical Center has been a part of the Covenant community for many years. It was only about 3 years ago that it sold to another for-profit organization, Tenet Healthcare, but we are part of the healthcare. Those opportunities are available to us, and as often happens around a hospital, many medical offices. So many of the personal physicians, the dentists, and other folks that our residents utilize as for services are within a block or two of where we are.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then for people who come from other areas, you're close to Yosemite and San
We're
Francisco.
we're just about 90 miles from Yosemite to the east. We're about 90 miles from Sacramento to the north. We're about 90 miles from the Bay Area to the west. And so that, that's drivable. It's not very close, and obviously depends on traffic coming and going, but it's very convenient to come and go from the community to a number of different resources.
How important is it that this is a faith-based organization to the staff and residents, and a not-for-profit, and what difference does that make?
I think the faith base is a primary reason why our residents in particular are drawn here. They recognize, not just from a moral value, but from a deep spiritual sense, they want to have a connection. Not every one of our residents has a long church background, and they come from a variety of different denominations, the primary one obviously being the Covenant, but many come from other denominations. But it's, again, I think it contributes to that community sense of welcome, because I think God's love shines and emanates from the folks because of that's their lifestyle, and that's the lifestyle that's very attractive to residents and staff.
Covenant Village here is part of the CRC greater system. What does that mean for the residents and staff here as being a piece of that larger system?
I think that gives us some great resources to utilize. We do not have to be what is called in healthcare a standalone. We can rest on central office resources as far as everything from nursing services to the software that we utilize to finance, human resources. We have a central office that can help to communicate and to coordinate. We have a lot of interaction with other campuses as well, and so we can learn those campuses that have faced challenges or that have great successes. We can tap into that information so that we can avoid the speed bumps. And we've had the opportunity on a number of our staff members to be able to be of service to other campuses. Our healthcare administrator has served on a couple different campuses as a resource to new healthcare administrators. Our resident life director, Adela, has been to other couple of campuses to be involved with the selection of new resident life directors and in the orientation. And I think that shows a lot about the strength of our team and about our willingness to be a part of and to draw from other campuses to provide the success for the entire organization.
That's really cool. Is there anything you want to add?
I'm delighted. I've been a part of Covenant Village of Turlock, a part of Covenant retirement communities for about a dozen years, on this campus about 8. It's home for me. And I love the people and the staff that we deal with, day in and day out. We've got the greatest leadership team I could ever hope to work with, and it's a joy.